When you think of spies, you think of men in dark cloaks and hats. But some important spies were the culprit spy ring. They are pivotal in providing information to George Washington in the Revolutionary War. But how did they start? Well, it all started back in 1775. When the Second Continental Congress nominated Washington as Commander-in-Chief in 1775, he tasked a soldier named Thomas Knowlton with forming the war's first spy ring. The 130-man group, known as the Knowlton Rangers, scouted out the British advance guard during the 1776 Battle of Harlem Heights in New York. This paved the way for the culprit spy ring. During the American Revolutionary War, the culprit spy ring was an American intelligence network that delivered reports on British troop activities to George Washington. The ring was founded in November of 1778 when George Washington named Benjamin Tallmadge director of the military intelligence and instructed him to set up a spying ring within New York, which was occupied by the British at the time. Tallmadge came up with a novel way to operate the spy ring. Rather than sending agents on one-time trips into enemy territories, the culprit spies spent the entire war in and around New York City. Robert Townsend, aka Culper Jr., joined the spy ring as a loyalist newspaper columnist who hung out in cafes, talking to British officials willing to share information. The ring also included Anna Strong. Anna Strong was a spy who went by the code name 355. Strong lived on Long Island coast in Setauket. Her job was apparently to relay signals to couriers smuggling intelligence to Tallmadge, who was stationed in Connecticut via Long Island Sound. She hung her laundry out to dry on a clothesline right in front of British troops and boats passing through the Sound. Her Strong wore a black petticoat. That meant the message was ready for a courier to pick up. She'd then hang handkerchiefs with numbers that corresponded to a secret pickup location. Caleb Brewster, a culprit spy who led whaleboats on Long Island, watched for her signals. Throughout the war, the culprit spy ring offered crucial information. They exposed a British scheme to crash the emerging continental economy by printing large quantities of counterfeit money. They exposed a British plot to ambush the French fleet as it approached Rhode Island to help the Americans. They also assisted in the unmasking of the war's most notorious traitor, Benedict Arnold, in 1780, a patriot who promised to hand over the vital American garrison at West Point to the British to their top spy, John Andre, in exchange for £20,000. Andre was apprehended, the plan's information locked in his boot. Although Arnold was able to flee to Britain, John Andre was not so fortunate. He was hanged in front of American officials. His last words were, "It will be all but a momentary pang." The spying, with their odd ways of communication and their long, clever ways of transferring information, made them very good at concealing themselves. So there was little to know on masked spies, but there was a spy by the name of Nathan Hale, who was one of those individuals. Here's my friend Lil ZZ, professional rapper and musical genius, to tell you it in the funkiest way possible.
Now this is the story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute. Just sit right there, I'll tell you how I fought for what was declared independence. In Coventry, Connecticut, born and raised as a school teacher, I spent most of my days chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, giving speeches and protesting outside of school when a couple of Brits who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I joined the Connecticut Regiment in 75, and then I think I'm lucky that I'm still alive. People don't know if I really ever saw battle while George Washington mounted on his saddle. He recruited me for the culprit ring, so I got and tied my bootstring. I guess I'm now a spy, but that ain't bad. I'm gonna make him proud, yeah, we're gonna make him glad. After Brooklyn Heights and all those other fights, trust me, America will be alright. I went against an enemy we made from tax evasion, taking notes, making sketches of all their fortifications. If anything, I could say I might have been smart, but I thought, no, forget it, and I had a brain fart. Relay what I know, I had to up and go. I trusted a pirate when he said he was a spy. I should have seen that was totally a lie. I got turned in and I knew I was done. That's the story of how I got hung.
On a serious note, though, Nathan Hale was recruited by George Washington after he volunteered for a highly dangerous mission to slip into enemy territory and get any and all information he could on the troops and setups. He went posing as a school teacher, looking for a job, as he was a school teacher prior to the mission. He went on to sketch and transcribe details on the troops such as their numbers, types, and supplies. He was caught after being tricked by a pirate into believing that the pirate he was talking to was a spy as well, and he was then reported to British authority. He was never able to deliver the intelligence, as he was executed and hung by the British.
Thank you for coming, Lil ZZ. So after watching this, it becomes self-evident that the culprit spy ring played a critical role in the Continental Army's success and rebellion against the British. And without them, maybe we wouldn't be American right now. Wait a second. That's not Lil ZZ, professional rapper and musical genius. He doesn't have his signature grills.
It was me, Mr. Caddy. I was a spy all along.
Oh